mic is here. Okay, now I think the mic is working now. So let me check a few things and okay, let's see. I don't think so. The Good morning, everybody. I think the audio is not working very good right now. Let me check what's going on. Okay. Okay, let's start the class. Actually, we are already late. So let me just go back into my software. Okay, here. All right, let's start. So, we're gonna cover quickly most of the stuff today. So let's start a little bit about the light and texture and how to compose the painting. This is I done in a class up here in Toronto. So and I will show you how to do line and wash also since I have this sketches done. So let's do the line and wash and I will go further and show you guys how to render basic watercolor seascape or landscape and either way. And these are the sketches basically I done before in class, like I said in Toronto. So I will go and you see that it's already done, right? Basically I compose these paintings. So I compose all of these thumbnails. That's what you have to do actually once you before you starting a painting, you need to compose. Let's say you have a reference photo, and let's pick up this reference photo, right? Let's consider this as a reference for us, and they see the houses here in the middle, and you don't want these houses to be in the middle, right? And where the light is coming from. So you're good at drawing, you are good at understanding how the light works, how to compose your painting. So you look at it. So again, composition, light, and the proportion, which is the drawing part. You know how to draw certain things, and then you adjust this reference according to what you want to see in your painting. If these houses are too big, you can make it smaller. You can adjust these houses, bring it here, maybe bring these trees here and there. The passage, maybe you can change the passageway up to like here instead of coming to there, and put some maybe a fence here or small uh, flowers or a small tree or whatever, like to help these houses basically that your focal point is these houses. If the focal point is the tree, then you more focus on the tree, how to make these trees look better in your painting instead of working on the houses and you ignore the trees. So you have to decide what is your focal point first in your painting, then you according to that focal point, the subject matter, whatever you try to paint, you adjust the whole painting according to that focal point, right? So that is very important. A lot of people ignore that. This is the focal point, right? They work on every part of the painting very closely, and what happened? Everything looks so good. So, I mean, like everything. Focus so much, right? I can make this tree every branch, build the texture on the trunk, and so everything is so in focus. Your audience, your viewers who's looking at your painting, you get confused, right? Like it's too, unless otherwise you want to do very hyper realistic type of painting, which is not a problem, right? You can do hyper realistic and you can keep everything in focus, which is not a problem. It's okay. But I would suggest if you working on the painting, keep your focal point in focus, and then rest is helping that the focal point you're working on it. So here there's another composition. There's another. I assuming the light is coming from here on this one. Assuming the light is coming from here. So let's do a quick. Uh, just do a demo of the line and wash, and then I will go further. Let me just zoom in so we can see what's. Let's do this one. Actually, this one is a little bit more bigger, and so I draw these sketches with my gel pen, right? So assuming, I hope you understand how the gel pen works. So that's a gel pen, right? And you, all you have to do, just go sketch instead of the pencil, right? You sketch this with the gel pen. That's what the, or you can use any other ink pen or any those special pens out there. You can use that also, or you can use the liners also, the other type of pen. So here I can put. Let me add some animals here. If you want, you can put a little bit bird here, maybe a chicken or something. Make it look painting look more busy, right? But see that I put a little bit big, right? So I don't need that. It's too big as compared with the house. So I have to delete it. I'm gonna just put some bushes here instead of putting. So what you can do, you can put a small chicken here like that. And another one here. This is okay. This is fine. And then you cast a shadow because the light is coming from here. Or maybe you could put a little goat here, right? You can put a goat here, and not too big because you need to keep the proportions in control. There you go. So that's how you make it your painting more busy and looks more stuff in it, but you need to be careful. You don't want to put too much stuff in your painting. Let's do this. Let's render this quickly, and then I will show you some other stuff also. So here I will put a little bit Prussian blue, which is the so this is how you work on the line and wash. Very easy. You don't need to do a lot of layering or anything. So this is how the line and wash are done. So I'll put some Prussian blue and the just cutting out these trees. If you want, you can go more precise. You can put some more cobalt blue in it, or you can put some ultramarine blue or French ultramarine. Depends what you want to do, right? Let's put some cobalt blue in it too. I think my French ultramarine is dried up and it's okay. So soon as you put French ultramarine, it get the wash get darker, right? So you don't need to be panic because the when the is it it's in watercolor, when the wash is wet, it looks dark. When it's dry, it goes softer, right? I mean, like it's get lighter, and so you don't need to worry about that part, right? Let's put some more uh, French ultramarine blue on the top. Get more contrast in your painting, and there you go. So the sky is done. If you want, you can go pick up some color. Let me grab my paper towel, and you get a small piece, or better yet, if you wet it, a little bit moisture in it, that works really good too. So here you can pick up some make it a little bit cloudy here, quickly. I don't want to go too deep in this painting, I mean the thumbnail, but let's just show you since we're working here, right? So here I'm gonna let it dry. I'm not gonna touch this too much. So here let's get some cadmium orange and start putting in these houses with my previous mix of burnt sienna. Let's get some burnt sienna, also tone it down, put some French ultramarine, so get it a little bit dark type of brown color, and I will put on the side of this house, right? Let's get some cadmium yellow, and mix it up with this same wash, so we change the consistency of the color. And then because the light is coming from here, so I will put a little bit light type of yellow color on the side of the houses, because they is exposed to the light, right? So it's much lighter than the other part. Same time I will go and put the same wash because it's kind of a yellow ochre type of wash. So I will put, since it's in my palette, I will go and put it here on the foreground, a little bit here. I just keep the trees. If you want some stuff you don't want to paint on it because you can keep the white of the paper, so you can do later on, you can change it to some other, so you can work easily on those objects. So here I'll go a little bit more. Let's get some raw sienna. I have nice raw sienna in my palette, and I'll keep the path this way instead of coming that way, right? I delete that path, I change it. That's how you change the composition also. Okay, here let's get some in there in the background. If you want, you can keep it white. You don't need to work very same color here. You can keep it very light in the background, right? So I will get some very light color in the background, and that's it. So so far so good. That's how you create a small painting. Right? You can do a little bit bigger scale also. You don't need to do a smaller scale like this, or you can do smaller and then you go bigger painting. Right? Let's put some dark color here since these houses are casting some shadow. And I will get some cadmium orange mix with this mix, tone it down, always tone it down the colors. You don't need to uh, keep the exact color, I mean like fresh color from the tube. Sometimes okay, but I would suggest that tone it down a little bit. Here I'm going to put some here on the front of the house. Let's get some sepia color and make this front of this house a more dark. Let's get some more sepia. Be careful because sepia color is very dark color and you don't want to go use over and over. Some people need to bring more contrast into their painting, so they tend to get more sepia color in very earlier stages of the painting, and they think okay, the later on when painting dry, it create the sepia color doesn't look very good on the painting. So if you want, you can mix it up with a cadmium orange. Let's say sepia color. I mix it up with this previous mix, right? Like a little bit, tone it down like that. You can use direct when you need it. If you cannot avoid it, that's fine. But a little bit careful with the sepia color. I put a little bit dark value here on the foreground, so bring more contrast. Maybe a tree not in my painting is casting a shadow from there, so it's okay. You can do that just to bring more contrast to your painting. A little bit more uh, French ultramarine and get more contrast here at the bottom of your painting, and then you can pick up some paint here. Now it's time for do the greens of the trees, right? I have a nice lemon yellow in my palette. I put it here with the previous mix, no problem. If you want a very fresh type of uh, uh, green color, you can mix something else. You can bring phthalo blue. I have the sap green and lemon yellow, so I'm okay with the green color. And now I'm going to start put some green color here on this tree foliage, no problem. So gauge how much color do you need. Like if you need so much color, then you mix enough color, so you don't need to mix over and over again. So I have, see, I mix enough, so I don't want green color in my palette, and I really like to use the color, the whole green color in my palette because I don't want to get involved with the, let's say if I'm putting a blue color here and there's a green color in my palette, and it will change the consistency of my blue color, so you have to be a little bit careful with the green color or any other color in your palette. Make sure that the colors are gone out of your palette. Let's put some green here also on the foreground, a little bit here, there. There you go. And now I'm gonna go pick up some Payne's gray because I can mix my own brown color, but sorry, the gray color. But since I have the Payne's gray, I will use the Payne's gray and just drop it a little bit here and there because this is the I want to create the effect of the light because I'm assuming the light is coming from here, right? So let's put some dark leaves and cast shadow here, there. Let's put it. You don't need to be very precise here. You can put dark color here, there. And I have the dark color, so now I'm gonna grab some cadmium orange mix with the Payne's gray. You don't need to go back and forth. You can get this the log colors from here. Put some here, put some here, here, there. And then these are the one tree here, there. Okay. Let's make some mountains in the back also, just since we are dealing in a landscape, right? And now I will go put some energy marks on these roofs, get the more contrast, I mean, sorry, more character into these houses, just putting some small lines of the roof. And I can see that it's this side of the house. You can make it darker if you want. It's up to you. I will keep it like this. That's okay. But I will put some dark color here in between these two houses because they are. I want to keep them separate, right? So let's put some dark color here, some dark color here. Get some French ultramarine mixed with the sepia and the other color that we were using, and the shadow of these trees, the animal, the birds, and that's it. So see that painting, once you have the drawing is done, your composition is done, you can render your painting very easily. It's very easy to work with your painting when you have the basic structure ready. And line and wash is easy because line and wash it offer you the values, the dark. See, the dark values were already in place, so I don't need to work too hard to create the dark values. So here, let's put some lemon yellow here. Bring some more contrast in these tree foliage. Like I would go put some cadmium yellow, the lemon yellow, a little bit more here and there, and then it create a nice effect of the light. And then you can go with the dry brush mark. You can go a little bit here, there, so it will create a more nice effect in the trees also. Okay, let's check everything is okay on the website, and let's reduce this. All right. Okay, so I think it's working. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's play. Okay, there you go. I think it's okay now. Okay, I think it's fine. It's working and audio working and everything. So let me zoom in that painting so you guys can see it's that's how you and now let's do the clouds also. Then I'm gonna go for a jump on the other stuff, just a little bit drawing and just put a little bit purple, light purple color underneath because these clouds are casting some shadow also, right? So I will keep uh, to keep these clouds a little bit more, get some volume to these clouds also here. This one I will go, just it doesn't look too good, so here let's put some, you know what, let's delete this one because it's kind of a little bit part of the the trees, so I kind of not like it, so I would just delete it. That's fine because it's too much. It's feel like as a part of the tree, right? So every time you see something like this, you just go make a dark green color and then you delete it. It's not a problem, right? You delete it, and we don't want this cloud to be disturbance in our painting, so you can bring the foliage here, and that's it. So done. This is the today quick painting, and I apologize for being late because of the time change. I didn't realize. So here, okay, and that's it. So that's how you do a small line and wash, right? The small. Let's say you are traveling and you want to do a small. You have you are traveling somewhere. You sketch it with the pen, with the gel pen quickly, and then you can render very quickly. You don't need to do a very finished type of painting. Is very good. And then you can put some notes here. Let's say you put an arrow and you put a little bubble here. You said I was in Europe. I was in Europe. It was Saturday. Just a little bit story here, right? And then instead of I can put the notes here what color I use, but when you're traveling you can put a little bit notes, so it reminds you when you uh, paint this painting, right? Like what time was that, where were you, so it bring very good memories with you. Instead of, I mean, you can take a picture, not a problem, but uh, these are looks really good, and you can do with the sketchbook also like that. So you go with the uh, multiple thumbnails, and you can do. If you have time and you don't need to do on location, you can, when you are home or you are in a plane or somewhere that you have time and you have nothing to do, then you can just get your travel palette and small brushes, then you can render these painting like I did here quickly, and get it, uh, make it look good. Okay, so I think we don't have enough time left in the class. I will do some washes quickly. I will show you a little bit about the drawing. That's what I planned this class, because I wanna explain some about the drawing and sketching, right? So just quickly, I want to do a value scale chart with the pencil, with the graphite first, right? This is a quick recap basically, and that's how you do. Put the pressure here on the pencil, and then you lift it up, and then you get it lighter. So this is the dark value, this is the mid value, and this is the light value. That's how you differentiate between the dark value and the light value. Then you do a dark value, and you lift up. Let me just get the light out of here. And then you lift the pressure and get a lighter, 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 lighter. That's how you work with the in a graphite, right? Yeah, and it's very important. You need to keep doing it. This will train you into the advanced level type of drawing and sketching. And then you do small shapes like circles, squares, triangle, rectangle, and that type of stuff. So these are again very important. You need it in your advanced type of drawing and sketching. So this is should be, and then you can do line. You can work on the texture, the cross etching, like etching, right? That's what I do most of the time. I go with my etching. I go like this, like I go very quickly. Maybe almost it looked like a zigzag to me. So, but I do etching like this most of the time in my painting, in my sketches. And this is the cross edge, right? More cross edge. keep get more dark value by just overlapping these etching on each other, so you get a dark value by doing this. This is a simple etching. Stipples, you can do stipples also. You can do smudging. I don't have the pencil with me, otherwise I will show you how to. You can do smudging here also. You can go with you can smudge it. You can make it a little bit softer, like that type of stuff. And this is what you call the smudging, right? The mark there, you can use the stumps, you can use the q-tips, and you can use a paper towel also. If you just rip the paper towel a little bit, and then you can smudge it with that also, like that. There you go. So this is the basic of this sketching, right? Anything you drawing, or before you, if you are a beginner, you should learn these things and the basic shapes. And then once you're done with the basic shape, let's say you have a reference of you have an apple, you're drawing an apple. So what do? You put a circle, right? Circle, and then you cut it out a little bit. Give this circle a little bit shape like an apple. The stump, a little bit stump here, and then you do let's say and then you do where it's sitting, the table or surface it's sitting, and then you do the anything like smudge or like a cross edge or for controlling the light. I'm assuming the light is coming from this side. The highlight will be here, maybe a little bit here, a little bit here, there. It depends on the shape and the surface. I explained earlier in the video. If you want, you can go check it out, my video. I always talk about this type of stuff because this is very important. If you are your sketching and drawing is not improving, you should focus on this. Small stuff is not a very hard, so you just need to be more focused on that type of that information. Otherwise, it'll be a challenge for you to bring something decent, right? Draw something decent. Here, I'll keep this dark, and then I will go another etching on the top, make it look more darker, right? And then some cross shadow and some reflected light. So this has become an art form basically. Once you start put this circle or shape into the under the light, it becomes an art form. So here, let's put some cross shadow here, more dark here, and then you do the cast shadow, right? Here is very dark where this underneath here, where the less light is going, and then the shadow goes here. Let's say this is the wall, right? And then the shadow will go up like that. Like this. So this is how you work on the small stuff. You don't need to work on a very complicated type of objects or subject. And then here I can delete this little bit draft I started with, and you can tell what it is basically sitting on this. Let's erase some highlight also. Let's bring some more texture by the erasing in. So this is it. Whatever you see here is all that information apply here. Now I use this smudging, right? Get some paper towel, and I will smudge this, change the texture with the very soft type of texture instead of getting very hard. Etching I start with, and then you can go put some very soft value here also. There you go. So that's how you do small work and do the practice this and then apply this information here. And now let's talk about a little bit watercolor, right? Watercolor, same thing. I'm gonna pick up some cadmium red, right? Say put cadmium red here. What time? Okay, almost time, but it's okay. Let's a little bit cadmium red, and I will clean my brush, right? Get some moisture out of my brush, and then I will start smudging my brush at the edge of this wash, right? And then you can bring it down, you can push more excuse me, more the pigment going down with this water, right? Clean my brush, a little bit dry my brush. I don't want to go with the full force. My brush is loaded with the water, so I want to take some out of it, and then I will go clean my brush again, and then see, evenly distributed. If you want, you can do more. You can bring down that this wash up to here if you want a more even, and then you go with the clean water and bring it down more. If you want, you can push more, bring it down a little bit more, and let's bring it down more because we need more even type of wash, right? Here. No, let's go. Leave it. Just finish here. More moisture in the brush because the brush is keep drying as you touch the paper, and it will get dry. And so this is what happening in watercolor. Same thing. Now you go with the dark value. I pick up some cadmium red, right? This is how you practice, and that's what you make you perfect when you working on the painting, like which I did just now with the line and wash, right? Here, get some light, get the water in my brush. You start spreading this here. In a graphite, I put a pressure, I create or you can have a softer pencil, you can create a dark value, and then you can do with the harder lead, and you can do that, or you can just go with the HB or 2B pencil. You push that pencil. I would recommend that would be a better way to learn to how to create dark and light values. To push the pencil hard, create the dark, and then you lift the pressure, and slowly it will be very nice light values will start bringing, and then you finally you lift the pressure all the way up here. Okay, so here same thing, right? And I'm just putting a clean brush with the no the pigment in it, and I'm just dragging that pigment. There you go. So that's how you work in the watercolor. Same thing apply with the acrylic also. Same thing, same rules. Acrylic is a little bit a different medium as compared with the watercolor and the dry medium. So that I'm gonna take a class on acrylic next week, and I will do a small landscape in acrylic, and I'll show you how to start a canvas, so like basic landscape painting in acrylic. So I will let's go now. One more thing I want to add. Let's say you have a cadmium yellow, right? I mean the cadmium red. So cadmium red can go so much dark, right? So here it cannot go darker. If I put more cadmium red, it cannot go darker than this. Although you can put some more dark color in it, another layer, I can pick up another, and then it will stay at the one this point, and it will get darker, but it's not gonna go darker than this, right? So what you need to do, if you want to get more darker, you can get a sepia color, right? You can put some sepia color, and which is the dark orange color. You can make this darker, By just doing a wet into wet, you don't need to, you can mix the colors here, you can bring it down here, you can do mix right here on the canvas, on the paper is fine. If you can handle it, this would be a good idea, because this will train you for working into wet. So I put some more sepia color, and I can make it this cadmium red more dark. I'm assuming is something, this is a ball or something, and the light is coming from here. So I keep working on the wet into wet. I can put more sepia color and get this side, if the light is getting lower. So I will create more dark value here, and you want to make it more dark, then you can bring some French ultramarine or any other blue color, warm blue like a cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, and now you can make it more darker, because when you mix sepia and a blue color, it gets like a dark gray color, right? So you are basically, instead of putting a brown, a dark orange or brown color, you start putting some gray color into your painting. So here I'm going to put some here on the edge also. So see that it was a cadmium red, now it gets so dark, and because that's how you control the light also on certain things, right? Because instead of putting a very dark black color, you can do that also after you finish. When it's dry, you can put a dark color, right? Or you can do wet into wet, which works basically, the color blends really good when you work on the wet into wet. So, and it create a very soft type of blending which you needed, right? It depends on the surface of the what object you working on. If it is a very smooth and nice surface, so you need the wet into wet blending works really good. Wet into wet works good on most of the stuff, but this is the right that type of object works really good. Or you're doing a bigger, let's say you're doing a sky or something, that works really good on that too. So here, let's lift some color here, because I need some reflected light here. I'll show you. I'm going to zoom in and then I'll show you. I hope you guys know what is reflected light is, right? So here again, let's put a surface where we're sitting, and then I will cast a shadow. Here you can use a little bit nice bluish gray color to cast a shadow. Here, let's careful, you don't need to go out of this, see the surface. If I bring it more to the here, then it will be a problem for you. So you want to make sure that it just touches the edge of this portion of the painting, I mean the subject that you try to paint. And then you keep more dark here at the edge, because the less light is going, the shadow will be more darker here at the edge. There you go. So this is how you work on the with the watercolor, right? Change the consistency of the color. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I did here, and I'm gonna finish the class here. I hope it explained a little bit today's class, because it was a short class. And so this is what I did. I put a cadmium red. Let me go, let's get this out of here. Okay, let's bring some here. There you go. There you go. So I put a cadmium red, right? A dark, very dark cadmium red, and then I start putting some sepia color in it. Sepia, and then I put some French ultramarine blue, get more contrast, and get this red color more darker. And then I assume that light is coming from here, so I picked up some cadmium red and create the highlight. And I picked up some color from here at the edge, because the light is coming from here, right? And it goes in this some it goes up to here on this surface, right? And then some are go beyond and it hit this here, right? And it bounces back. So that's what this little bit light effect happens because of the reflected light. Whatever, if it is a white surface, it works more intensely. If it is a dark surface, then it will be a very less type of the reflected light because it's a black color absorb more light and it reflect less. But if this is a light surface, then it will be you see the reflected light more here. Okay, let's get this a little bit more here. Okay, so if you have any questions or concern, please leave in the message down below, and I will answer all of your questions about today's class. And upcoming class next Saturday will be acrylic uh, on canvas or canvas board I will use, and we will do a nice landscape, simple, easy landscape, so I can show you how to mix colors, how to blend colors, how same information apply into the acrylic also. There's nothing new, or this is just a different medium. The drying time is much faster as compared with the, it's almost like a water, it's a water-based color, more opaque, right? More not very, there's some transparent colors also. Basically it's mostly look like a watercolor, but it's a different type of medium, right? And you can work bigger scale on canvas, or so let's finish the class here, and thank you so much for being here in today's class, and I will see you in next class next Sunday at 10 a.m. and with the acrylic class. Please subscribe the channel icon so you will notify when I be live or I'm putting a new video on the channel. So you take care, and I'll see you in